I hold several positions. One is the Atlanta Board of Realtors past president, media past president, and I also am a managing broker and senior vice president with Harry Norman Realtors. There certainly is a need for a secondary facility in the Atlanta metropolitan area, that we do need to have some sort of, in order for jobs to continue to grow in the Atlanta area, we need to have that so that jobs will come to the local communities. But servicing the local communities is imperative for us as far as transportation goes. That's the number one problem for Georgia. We fix transportation, we fix education, housing will be fixed, and so will jobs. People will want to be able to quickly get to where they need to be for business. You're looking at a middle management, upper management position who fly as part of their day-to-day job. They need to be someplace for a meeting, face-to-face meeting, get to clients, things like that. They're not going to want to go through a hassle of traveling an hour and a half to get on to a major airport and then spend an hour to wait to get on an airplane and fly to a 30-minute destination and then come back through that same process. So they're not going to want to live in the immediate community. So if there's an airport that they can function and can get to where they need to go to, they're going to use that airport. And that's going to be something that will help the entire community. We know, from a real estate perspective, for every house that is sold, there is $60,000 direct impact into that community. For every house that's sold, between the mortgage, between the home insurance, the trip to Home Depot, the grocery stores, everything else, $60,000 immediate economic impact on every house that's sold. And that is huge to any region. So if we have the job come in, if we have the house sale, we have the job there for somebody to want to buy a house in that area, it's going to benefit the whole community. And I went to a convention in Fernandina Beach from Atlanta, and I live in Roswell. Now, for me to fly, which is very inexpensive for me to have flown to Jacksonville to attend that convention, would have been, I think it's roughly a 35 to 40 minute flight. But for me to do that, I could drive for just under 6 hours, okay, to go there. Or I could spend 5.5 hours flying. What's the difference? If I could get on a plane to a regional airport and quickly get to the destination where I wanted to go, I would arrive much less frazzled and be much better prepared for what I had to do that day. Well, to me, a convenience of a regional airport is just that. I'll give you an example. I recently traveled up into Michigan to visit some friends who live really in a residential, kind of a resort area of Traverse City, Michigan, which is a very, very small regional airport. It was, we left the house with about 30 minutes to get on the airplane, walked into the airport and walked through security and got on the airplane, and I landed in Atlanta, which was a whole different experience, when we got here. Did the same thing going. Because it is a smaller, much more convenient, it is conducive and gives you less stress in your day because you don't have to plan so far in advance. Well, selling real estate, you often feel like you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, when you do that, because you are really selling the community and all the benefits of that community when you sell a home. The home is the end result, but people buy in an area because of the community. The cliche of all real estate is local. And it definitely means that it's location, and that is so key to have available to you things such as good feeder roads to get you where you need to go, to get to work, to get to your shopping, or to get to a hospital, anything that you want to have the airport facilities to get you back to see your family. And wherever that might be, to get you there quickly when you want to, or for them to arrive without the stress of going through a major airport, which has all the benefits that it can possibly have, but have that regional airport service you on the local level is really, really critical, and people would love that. As much as they would love to have local schools, they want the local hospitals, they want their local airport as well. People in the county would certainly fly more because they wouldn't have to travel a distance in order to fly. Right now they have to travel, and it's almost a day trip, to travel to the Atlanta airport, to a major area to get there. Where there's an airport available to them regionally, they would be able to certainly just go on there and fly more often instead of driving. The clients that I have worked with in the past when I sold real estate absolutely love the fact of having an airport nearby where their private planes could arrive, where scheduled flights were available to them, and I think that would be true, just as true in Gwinnett if they had that availability to them on a regional basis. You know, there's always going to be pros and cons to anything that you do that's different. We're always going to have that. That is a natural human behavior change to anything that is different or unknown. We're always just going to react to, oh, it's got to be wrong because it's different than what we are. And it might attract a whole lot more jobs to the Gwinnett market if we had that regional transportation available to them. This makes sense.